Hello, what is up everybody? I am the one and only Proto Man here, and I am from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos, as you probably already know me ever since in God knows how long. So, remember how you guys remembered ever since the last video that basically I think Ray the Flying Squirrel has basically tackled through the updated version of our Nintendo 64 game collection video. And that was actually pretty alright and all that stuff, which I can definitely see why that we are definitely doing some updates here and there. So for today, we're about to be hit on to the next video game collection video update. And this time we hit on to the system has been out for 20 years ago, at least in Japan and North America. That is the Nintendo GameCube. Yes, we still got this very peculiar purple indigo GameCube right here, even though despite the fact that we had this for a very long time. So and also, as you can see, we've still got the Game Boy player attached to it, so just in case it makes it a lot more cooler. So yeah, this particular machine here, the Nintendo GameCube, has been out for 20 years ago now. I mean, I can't even believe it's been time flying, especially in North America and Japanese case, whilst compared to our country in Europe, it doesn't came out until 2002, specifically in May. So, yeah, really loving this system so far. I'm sure that most people already know how really great the Nintendo GameCube is, despite it doesn't sell well compared to the N64 or any other Nintendo systems for that matter. But regardless of such, the cool thing about this is the fact that the actual quality of games looks very impressive, even on a GameCube. Well, despite the small third-party support, but it's kind of hard to explain because I know we haven't done that much of our GameCube history every now and then. But anyways, that's not the reason why we're trying to discuss to you guys about the GameCube itself, because you should already know about this ever since we technically already did the game console update collection. So anyways, let's get on to the games themselves. Okay, so here we are in this peculiar table drawer thing again, ever since in the actual unboxing videos every now and then. And yeah, let's get on to the games themselves. But before we get onto that though, that's for those of you who want to have a brief recap about the fact that how well does the GameCube sold. Well, as far as in the forms of, well, long time ago, I think, that the Nintendo GameCube in worldwide sales has been up for 21.75 million units sold. Well, it's nothing that much compared to Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or Nintendo Entertainment System. But apart from those side of things, though, it does a little bit better than the Wii U sales, because we'll point that out until 2022 for the sake of the 10-year anniversary of the Wii U system existence. So, anyways, let's get on with the games themselves, and hopefully we'll get into the actual main action and stuff like that. As usual, the alphabetical order is still present here. So, yeah, let's get this thing started. Oh, and classify for noticing this, I no longer have three things, which are basically, we no longer have our action replay disc, so yeah, that was worth noting for. And also, we no longer have Donkey Konga for the GameCube. I have no idea why. Maybe because of how the fact that I'm not exactly pure master at musical rhythm games, basically. And finally, Piglet's Big Game on the GameCube because our game disc broke. So, yeah, I apologize for that point. So, but we got some cool replacements there, which you'll find out until we get started. So, anyways, let's get this thing started then. So, yeah. Dancing Stage Mario Mix, aka in North America, Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix, and in Japan, Dance Dance Revolution with Mario. So yeah, a pretty obscure Mario game indeed, but regardless of such, I had a lot of blast playing this game, especially that I haven't been on this game for a while, maybe because I'm more into Mario Party and stuff like that, because from the look of the actual visual style, it's actually very similar to Mario Party 4, 5, 6, and 7. Well, usually because this game came out in 2005, roughly the same year as when Mario Party 7 rolled around, at least in Japan and North America. But, yeah, we might consider trying to do this Let's Play eventually, after we basically done with, every Mario Party games up to this point, excluding, Mario Party Superstars until next year. So, hopefully, once we're done with Mario Party 7 and Mario Party 8, then we can probably dive right into this at some point, maybe during the summer. So, but we're probably not going to play with the dance mat, though, because, well, there's not enough room in my room at the moment. So, yeah, pretty fun game, nonetheless. But I did manage to able to still get the dance mat with it, which it did happen to be a long time ago when we still have it. So, yeah, that's that. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, the GameCube version. Ah, yes. For those of you ever noticing this, because we did the Let's Play of this game, not only for the GameCube version, but also the Wii version combined into one. Because obviously the biggest differences between the two versions is the level layout is different. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this game. Sure, it does take a while to get used to with the DK bongos requirements of controlling, but apart from those side of things, though, I had a really great time with this game. Despite it's pretty short, but apart from those side of things, though, I had a massive into this game, because, as a result, though, that I kind of wish that the next Donkey Kong game will be, like, either in 3D or 2D again, but with a, well, something very similar to, I don't know. It's hard to say at this moment because, well, we haven't heard anything from Nintendo related for a while, so it wasn't until in 2022 that it will get a bit big and massive at the same time. So, yeah, pretty cool game. FZero GX. Oh, yes, the, this iconic racing game on the GameCube next to Mario Kart Double Dash. And, I haven't exactly played this yet. For what I've heard, that this game is really dang difficult, especially on the harder difficulty setting. Which, as far as I'm aware, that you're not able to unlock the rest of the stuff. You get able to complete the game with certain difficulty levels, like Expert and Master are just pure chaos, and it's just, oh man, this is maddening with the difficulty rating. So, and yes, there's also the FZero RAX, which is basically the arcade version of GX, which allows you to have more content, so that's something worth to knowing for. But hopefully, once I've, well, complete FZero, the original on the Super Nintendo, along with FZero X on the N64, then I can probably get into this game. But seriously, Nintendo, bring back this FZero series, please, for the love of good God. Sorry about that, folks. It's just that, well, we just want these, well, older IPs back. Like, literally, we just need a FZero series to be returned. The Game Boy Player. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking that this is not a game. It's like a peripheral. Well, it sort of feels like a peripheral, but ultimately speaking, we got the game disc in it. And, just for curiosity's sake, the reason why we got this is because, well, the cool thing about this, peripheral, as it is, that, well, you can obviously play Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games onto your big TV, which is pretty cool back in the day in 2003. So as a result, though, it gets a bit expensive every once in a while, which I have no idea why it just goes like skyrocketing in prices every now and then. But, yeah, it's a pretty cool, accessory to have. Kirby Airride, the only Kirby game to be released on the GameCube, which originally was going to be released on the Nintendo 64, but it's somehow scrapped. So as a result, though, they've managed able to instead put this game onto the GameCube. So, yeah, for what we've played it, it was pretty good. I mean, sure, the controls might take a while to get used to, but regardless of such, though, we had a good time playing in this, even though this is a racing game, not a traditional platformer like we used to. So, the biggest highlight for most people out there, it was definitely the city trial, which is almost inspired by Smash Run from the likes of Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS, which is pretty cool back then, especially noticeable that this game came out in 2003. Well, minus the 2004 in Europe countries, but regardless of such, though, this is a pretty underrated gem, although that well, there's not much else to say about this, apart from controls needs to take some time to get used to. But, it does get a bit of expensive price on it, though, just like in any other GameCube games every now and then. But, regardless of such, though, that, if you've got enough money, then, well, if you don't have enough money for it, then try to download it on the emulator if you can on Dolphin, but I don't know, you do have multiple options. So, yeah, that's Kirby Airride. A pretty cool, fascinating game. The Legend of Zelda, Four Swords Adventures. I haven't exactly played this yet either, mainly because I need to complete certain Zelda games up to this point. Specifically, I need to complete, you know, Ocarina of Time on the N64, and eventually Majora's Mask on the N64, and once I'm done with those two, then I can probably move on to the Wind Waker on the GameCube, and eventually this as well. Although it's basically Four Swords, but on the actual home consoles. So as a result, though, there's not much different from there. So, well, aside from the fact that you need to use the Game Boy Advance cable link for some multiplayer. So because of that, though, but now from what I've heard, there was actually the Japanese exclusive mode that was on this, which appears to be inspired by the ones in the Wind Waker. But it might actually be feels a bit cheaper to get the Japanese version compared to both the American and the European versions of this game, which I absolutely have no idea. But hopefully I'll get around to this, so do not worry. Speaking of which, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, with the actual limited edition that includes, well, speaking of Ocarina of Time, there's Ocarina of Time, and also The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest, never released before. Well, at least every now and then they've now managed to put up with bootleg cartridges of Master Quest every now and then. But apart from those side things, though, that's this is the only version I'm actually going to be keeping hold of. So for the Wind Waker, for the Zelda game on the GameCube, it's a really, really beautiful looking game. It's all shell-shaded look, and especially noticeable about the fact that I haven't played the game as much, but hopefully I'll get around into it at some point. Especially noticeable, I heard so many good things about this game, especially how it's a pretty underrated gem. So because of that, though, yeah, definitely recommend this. Especially noticeable that, well, if you're a die-hard Zelda fan, such as ourselves, then you can probably give this game a shot. Even though there's also the one on the Wii U, which is a really, really amazing port to this. So, yeah, pretty recommendable. Luigis Mansion. Oh yes, everyone knows about this game. This is the most iconic GameCube games ever, which is probably true for circumstances, especially with, you know, the control sticks comes into play, both the regular control stick and the C-stick combined. So, yeah, for a launch title for the GameCube, this is really impressive back in the day in 2001, which I can't believe this game was 20 years ago. Along with the, well, there was also the 3DS remake, which is nowhere near as good as this original classic. So, that's just for my personal preference anyway. So, yeah, for its time, that's, yeah, this game is, like, amazing in almost every single portion. So, yeah, if you have a GameCube, definitely get it. Even though despite the actual game length is a bit short, but apart from those side things though, pure classic. Pure classic indeed. Alright, what's next? Oh, there's another pile. There we go. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Everyone seemed able to enjoy this installment compared to the follow-ups between, well, World Tour is not too bad, but Super Rush though is okay. I mean, usually it's nothing outstanding. But for the GameCube installment of Mario Golf, it is fantastic. Like, I really enjoyed the course variety, as well as the character roster looks so interesting, especially they actually include Shadow Mario as a playable character from Super Mario Sunshine, which is pretty cool, and all that stuff. Even though I don't usually play this every now and then, mainly because I think my desk is almost gonna get scratched. So because of that though, still works fine enough as it is, but I'm still stuck on tournaments and stuff like that, which at the moment, I think I was actually on the second tournament, which sure, it might take some time. So yeah, definitely recommend this installment. Mario Kart Double Dash. Yes, the iconic Mario Kart game on the GameCube, which is probably true for that circumstances. And yes, if you're probably wondering, yes, this particular condition is actually, sorry for the little bit of a fingers blocking the camera view. Yeah, this condition is certainly a lot better than the forms of how it does it back in 2017, because we no longer have that little plasticky hole thing right here. So, yeah, everything else checks out there. So, yeah, for Mario Kart Double Dash, for those of you already know about this, because I think that Mario and Luigi did manage to tackle for this game as a Let's Play channel. So, in this case, the Maxi Toys, if you want to double check it in our channel description. So, yeah, this is a really, really great Mario Kart game indeed. Especially noticeable, they actually include 2 people in 1 kart, which is pretty cool back in 2003. So, yeah, I do really wish that concept will bring it back. Well, technically it did, from the likes of Mario Kart Live Home Circuit as an update, but usually it's just like switching between them, like for certain laps. But yeah, bring that concept back, please, Nintendo, because everyone seemed to love this. In fact, some people seem to say this is what would probably their fan-favorite Mario Kart game, although, as of now, that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it was still the highest top priority when it comes to Mario Kart series as of now. So, yeah, pretty cool Mario Kart game. So, I can able to actually understand why that most fans always enjoyed that concept. Up next, Mario Party 4, the first ever Mario Party game to be released on the Nintendo GameCube. And despite I got the Player's Choice version, but oh well, it does not matter to me. So yeah, for the first Mario Party game on the GameCube, it aged really, really well. Although, despite the fact that it does have some, well, questionable choices, like the board's design, well, it plays it pretty much exactly the same, aside from a different layout and a different theme here and there. But the mini-games, though, are the best in the series, especially with, well, Bug Squirm is the most classic example, and also, well, Paratrooper Plunge, and also Money Belts. Yeah, you probably only know about this game because I think Tiona recently did this Let's Play back in spring. So, yeah, definitely recommend this installment. Mario Party 5. A lot of people seem to have a lot of mixed reception to this, especially how well the Mario Party 4 went. Well, I felt pretty much mixed and pretty much in the middle when it comes to Mario Party 5, because I'm pretty sure that, well, most people seem to think that this is one of the beginnings of the Mario Party downhill kind of stuff, which, although the biggest highlight for me, though, it was the board's design is actually pretty cool and unique at the same time, because rather than just going through likely a, you know what I mean, like a plank of footpaths and stuff like that for Mario Party 3 and 4, whilst in here now, you can able to actually experience a lot of environments throughout, for reals, so that seems pretty cool. And also this game does have a greatest side mode throughout the game, like Kart Party is the greatest example of side content. Although some of these minigames are pretty good for sure, but also this game has the worst minigame of all time, which appears to be Get a Rope, which, why does that exist? Anyway, you probably only know about this because I think Mighty has did this Let's Play back in summer, so yeah, good thing, because he just wants to mention about more E3 discussions. Mario Party 6, fan-favorite Mario Party game for the GameCube, which is probably true, especially that the uniquest thing about this game is the day and night cycle, and also the minigames are really great, and even the boards, it's so good too. And some side content are a bit weird though, like the mic inclusion, but apart from those side things though, this is a must-have for the GameCube. It gets a bit pricey though, so just to be a forewarning, but usually I'm very lucky that we actually got this back in a long time ago. Well, despite it's a bit scratched, but luckily it still works. So yeah, that's actually super top-notch and everything. And yeah, you could definitely recommend it, the Mario Party 6. And if you already know about this as well, because I think Jewel has managed to recently finish this Let's Play ever since in, well, sometime in autumn. So, yeah, pretty cool, swell stuff. And lastly, for the Mario Party games on the GameCube, Mario Party 7. Yes. Everyone expecting to see this one coming? Well, at least it wasn't until in 2022. We'll definitely do this Let's Play just to catch up to the actual, the rest of the series until we get to Superstars. So, before we've played it, it was fine. Like, usually it's more accurately the expansion to Mario Party 6, but, usually that the minigames are still once again so good. And the board's themes and, the board objectives is actually pretty cool and interesting. Although, the only problem I have with the game, though, is the fact that sometimes the board gameplay can drag on at times, especially too many emphasis on, well, let's just say, Bowser time events, or Bowser minigames, and occasional DK minigames, and heck, even the Mike minigames as well. So, yeah, that could be a bit problematic, but stay tuned for that particular complaint, whilst, I believe Ray, the Flying Squirrel, might... I don't know. We'll see what happens to doing at some point in 2022. So, yeah, it's a great game still, but despite the actual drag-out portions. So, yeah, that's that. Mario Power Tennis. Oh, yes, the iconic... Excuse me. The iconic tennis game for the Mario games out there, which it seems definitely true, because they actually include power shots, in addition to some of the most uniquest courts throughout the game, which it seems is kind of lacking with modern games every now and then. Like, usually for Mario Tennis Open, it gets like a very generic themes, and same applies to the forms of generic themed court stadium. There's only one stadium from Ultra Smash, which is a bit disappointing. Aces, on the other hand, though, kind of feels a bit generic theme-wise, but apart from those side things, though, that's besides my nitpicking. So, yeah, this is certainly a fun game to play, even though I haven't exactly touched upon this game for donkey's years. I think it's mainly because I was a bit worried if my game disc doesn't work anymore, but it still barely works on my GameCube, but I don't know if I can get that much progression for the sake of... well, you know what I mean, because potentially speaking, the GameCube discs every now and then seem to get scratches easily, but still, I don't have, like, that much to say about this. So yeah, Mario Power Tennis, a really great Mario Tennis game indeed, which I think that particular game also came out on the Wii, but it pales in comparison to the superior GameCube version, well, aside from having widescreen support and all that stuff. So, I guess that's that. Besides, you have to deal with, like, wacko motion control stuff. But, you know, you get the idea about that, so... Mario Smash Football, aka Super Mario Strikers in America. Oh, yes, fan-favorite sports Mario game ever exist of. Even though it's kind of a shame they only have 2 of these, which, come on, Nintendo, bring the 3rd one to the Switch, goddammit. Because this game is still a lot of fun, and, well, I would say quite engaging at the same time, which, as a result, though, because of the wacky power-ups you can use, and also, on top of that, the amount of replayability, it was really, really high, and, yeah, that's actually pretty much as far as I can say about it. In fact, let me know in the comments below that you want to let me do Mario Smash Football in the future, because, well, I would like to able to entertain you guys, for able to actually see the intense matches on certain, like, football or soccer matches in a video game. I mean, this is the only football soccer game I was interested. So, yeah, Mario Smash Football. So, yeah, pretty intense game indeed. Mario Superstar Baseball. Yes, I think this is the only Mario Baseball game that ever came out in the UK and Europe, including Australia as well. Although in North America and Japan, they have 2 of them. I think it's mainly because baseball was not very popular in Europe, because it only becomes popular when it comes to America and Japan. So, something's well classified for noticing this. For the first Mario Baseball game of all things, it was pretty dang good. Even though it might take me some time to get used to with the actual gameplay mechanics, because for whatever reason, I'm pretty much used to with Mario Super Sluggers for some reason. Mainly because of the timing, and also with, well, just anything else, really. But, apart from those side of things, though, this game looks so good. Like, the court, the stadium's designs, and also, some of these minigames are pretty dang, not too shabby either. In addition to that, the introduction to Toy Fields, which is a pretty cool thing back then, So, and I even remember back in the day that I've watched the actual intro so many times as a kid, mainly because it just got me a lot of hyped. It's a shame I didn't get the game back in the day, because every now and then, much like, let's just say, Mario Party 7, Kirby Air Ride, and especially noticeable with The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, Game Boy Player, etc., this is getting ridiculously high for the price counting, because as far as I'm aware, I think the UK version didn't sell well compared to the America version or the Japanese version. Mind you, I haven't actually looked upon the forms of the title's sales. But apart from that, I might get back into it at some point. Well, I need to get a lot of practice on this after playing too much emphasis on Mario Super Sluggers on the Wii, but that's besides the point. Sorry, terrible Metroid expression. Metroid Prime, yes, the iconic Metroid game ever exists. And yeah, it's a pretty amazing game indeed, for what I've heard, for so many people out there. Especially noticeable, this is the first ever Metroid 3D game, which is pretty cool back in the day in 2002 or 2003 in Europe. So yeah, I haven't exactly got back into this yet. I think the only point I'm stuck on to was actually on, I would classify for saying on the second planet, or the second segment of, it's been a long while since I actually known about Metroid, so forgive me if I botched it. So yeah, I might as well get around into this at some point, because it seems like it's definitely a fun game, even though the controls might take a while to get used to, because I keep thinking about dual analog controls, but no, it's just one of those early days, I suppose. But hey, at least it's pretty cool though to have. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, aka Metroid Prime 2 Dark Echoes in Japan, apparently. So and yeah, this only becomes like 60 Hz only, so it's why I classify that. So yeah, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, haven't touched this yet, mainly because I still need to finish up with Metroid Prime 1 first, before I dive right into Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Now, some people seem to say that it's nowhere near as perfect as the forms within the first game, mainly because of the forms of the actual, well, a lackluster multiplayer, as you can see. I think this is the only time on the Metroid Prime game, well, at least if you want to include Federation Force on the 3DS, actually supports multiplayer elements, which is incredibly archaic and it's just not that great. But the actual main story mode is the main highlight right here, well, with the forms of the light and dark elements. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, all that stuff. So yeah, can't wait to get around into this at some point once I finish off with Metroid Prime 1. Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, the best Paper Mario game ever, next to the Nintendo 64 installment. And I think it's actually way easier than the original Paper Mario, because with all that, the badge points you're able to get, and yeah, there's not much else commented from here, because I think in the original Paper Mario you have to hold up for like 30 badge points or something, and then I think in this one it's like 90 somewhat. Even though I haven't touched upon it that much yet, although the only point I'm actually going to right now, it was actually on Chapter 7, which, thank God, I'm now onto the moon section, because, oh man, with that one particular section, before you get into the forms of the moon section itself, it's hellish. Like, you have to do a lot of backtracking here and there. But, regardless of such, I do enjoy the battle system, and yeah, this is certainly as a must-have for the GameCube owners, which I wonder if Nintendo will be able to remake this on the Switch. If it does, that will be the true definition of my dreams come true, which hopefully it'll make it happen. It depends. So yeah, I think this is easily one of the best Paper Mario games ever, and it's also my favorite ones as well. Rayman 3 Hodlin Havoc. This is basically the second 3D Rayman game after Rayman 2 The Great Escape. I haven't played this that much compared to the forms of how it does it as the other games. I don't know about you, but sometimes whenever I manage to play like a beat-em-up games, it almost reminds me like Sonic Boom Rise of Loic almost, that terrible Wii U game, but it's nothing horrible for this. I mean, usually the game itself is pretty dang good. even though it does make me wonder about the fact that, well, it's hard to explain, because I know it has been a long while since I actually managed to play this, even though there's also the HD version on this game, but only downloadable only for PlayStation 3 owners and the Xbox 360 owners, but regardless of such, it's basically upscaled ports from the original game from the previous generation of consoles or something. So yeah, that was Rayman 3D, or Rayman 3. I keep on thinking about the 3DS installment of, well, Rayman 2 The Great Escape, so... Shadow the Hedgehog. Yes, you guys should probably already know this, because I think we did the Let's Play of this game. I'm pretty sure that Sonic did already, well, did this Let's Play. So, yeah, not much else to say about Shadow the Hedgehog. It's a pretty mediocre game. So, with all this bleak story, and the level design is so drab and just look bleak. And the soundtrack is... forgettable. Like, the only track I honestly always remember is Wostopolis, and also, I will say that Never Turn Back and, let's just say, I Am All of Me, and also, All Hail Shadow, those tracks are the greatest. But apart from that, this game is not great, not good. Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, basically the port to the Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure. This port is quite good, even though no one there is like perfection as the superior Dreamcast version. Like, although the highlight is obviously extra content because you get 12 fantastic unlockable Super Sonic Game Gear titles. Like, you could get all 12 of them, including the Japanese exclusive games, Sonic Drift 1, and Tails Sky Patrol, which is fantastic at the same time. But for this particular game itself, it's pretty good. So as a result though, that this is a must-own if you guys don't own the Dreamcast yet, or if you have the GameCube, then you can definitely get it. So yeah, there's not much else to say about this, so... Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Oh yes, the iconic launch title for the GameCube, roughly? I have no idea. It's been such a long while since I actually did manage to play this port of Sonic Adventure 2, because I'm used to with, excuse me, with the Dreamcast version and the HD versions on Xbox Live Arcade or the PlayStation Network version. So, yeah, this is another one of those games that's ported over to the Dreamcast, but with more features and all that stuff. I will say that this is by far is the... I would say superior version of Sonic Adventure 2, at least for what I've noticed, even though despite the lighting effects wasn't exactly all that amazing, unlike the Dreamcast version. And also this game has the best multiplayer in any other Sonic game to date. Like, I can honestly, God forbid, I can able to replay this every single day with multiplayer with any other people, which that's definitely true for multitude of reasons, but hey, at least it's still recommendable. So yeah, that's Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube. Sonic Gems Collection for the GameCube. And not much else to say about this. It's an alright compilation. Well, aside from the fact that they added in obscure ones, like Sonic the Fighters, like a short arcade game, and also Sonic R, a pretty bare-bones racing game, and also the second half of those GameCube titles, as you can see on the bottom. But the biggest highlight for me, though, is to play Sonic CD, despite this is based off from the PC version instead of the Sega CD version or the Mega CD. So, something's worth classifying for realizing this. So, yeah, this collection's alright. Sonic Heroes, the superior version of the game on the GameCube. So, because what I've heard, the PS2 version is crap, the Xbox version is alright, and the GameCube version is definitely the better of the three. Yeah, I really enjoyed this this game. Some people don't like it, while some people really loved it. Well, for me, I pretty much liked it. Despite special stages controls are a bit meh, but apart from those side things though, this is a really underrated Sonic game in my opinion. Sure, it's a bit repetitive when you have to replay through the game 4 times in order able to not only try to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds, but also that you have to replay the story mode 4 times in order able to actually access the final story. So, apart from those side of things though, this is a great Sonic game. Well, usually for Team Chaotix though, meaning mission objectives that just turns people off. But regardless of such, pretty underrated gem. Sonic Mega Collection. This collection is the best collection of any other Sonic games today. Especially after, well, almost 20 years ago. This is still the best recommendation for the Sonic compilation game. You get every single Sonic games on here, including Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is pretty fantastic, and yeah, and also the amount of extra content they've got. Oh man, there's so much. Like, you know, comic books and also some trailers for certain Sonic games coming up, like Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube. Oh, this is so amazing, and it's super impressive at the same time too. So yeah, you can definitely recommend this compilation. So even though despite you have to play the ridiculous amount of games multiple times in order to able to unlock the rest of the other Sonic games like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or Knuckles and Sonic 2, or Blue Spheres, and you name the rest. So, sorry about that, I have to fetch my drink here because I'm almost run out of breath. Sonic Riders. This game is pretty underrated in my opinion. Sure, it does take a lot of usage on the learning curve you have to deal with, but apart from those side of things though, this game is really good. Like, even though despite most people really hate the game, but I don't mind it. Although this is considered to be the 15th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think this is actually the best one out of the 4, because Sonic Rivals 1 is okay, Sonic 06 is bad, and Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis for the Game Boy Advance is disgusting. So, yeah, I think you probably already know about this, because I think we did a Let's Play of this back in 2015, along with Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. I almost said Sonic 3 Riders, because that game sucks. Anyway. Soulcalibur II, the only Soulcalibur game we've ever got. And the reason being for this is because, well, usually I'm not a huge Soulcalibur fanatic. I mean, usually the only reason why we only got this is because I love the fact that Link is in this from the Legend of Zelda games, and usually because every single playable characters can talk, well, except Link, because he was pretty much going to be doing his usual, yeah, hello, worst impression of Link ever. Anyway, enough about that. Star Fox Adventures, aka Dinosaur Planet. Most people seem to have found this game the black sheep of the Star Fox series, but the reason why I've got this, just to check it out, and also, for what I've heard, it was actually a pretty underrated gem, although it's been made by Rare, very much like the forms of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, and Donkey Kong 64, and Diddy Kong Racing. So, yeah, I haven't played this game that much either, even though I will get around into it at some point, but I just need to complete other games first before I dive right into this. But usually for the sake of Star Fox Marathon or something like that in the future, well, let me know in the comments. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for Star Fox Adventures. Speaking of Star Fox Assault, another really underrated gem. So because of that, though, I think this game has been made by Namco, I believe. Yeah, I think it's made by Namco. And basically, I think I like this game a bit more than Star Fox Adventures, in my opinion, because, well, oh man, the orchestra music is so amazing, which I must admit, though, right away, that it just feels so nostalgic to able to actually hear the orchestrated music versions of recognizable Star Fox music, which is pretty cool and amazing throughout. Although I haven't exactly played this yet either, so hopefully I'll get around to it at some point. It seems like a really dang underrated gem. Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo! Yes, you probably already know about this, because I'm pretty sure that Sonic has already done this Let's Play, and I apologize for that opening the door sound, because I'm pretty sure Mega Man did manage to able to win for a Lou and stuff like that, which I apologize for that, usually my bro. So, yeah, anyway, and yeah, not much else to say for Super Mario Sunshine. Really amazing game indeed, back in 2002. Until next year, it will be 20 years old. So, yeah, I can't believe time flies. And I think, much like Super Mario 64, this game has also been available from the likes of Super Mario 3D All-Stars for the Nintendo Switch, which is basically the same thing as the original version, but with widescreen support, which is really great. Even for on the Switch in HD, it makes this really damn gorgeous. So, just saying that right now. Despite the actual nerve-wracking difficulty, especially towards the end. Super Monkey Ball 1, the one that started it all with this very, pretty cool series in my opinion, the Super Monkey Ball series. So yeah, you probably already know about this already, because I'm pretty sure we did the Let's Play of this, and for the first game in the series, it was really amazing back in the day, in 2001. Sure, the level design is pretty clever and all that stuff, but also does have some very difficult ones for sure, ranging from Master 9, Bridge Master, Stamina Master, which is Master 3, and the worst case scenario, Exam C in Expert 7. But apart from those side things though, with multiplayer, as well as the party games are super iconic, mainly this one right here, and overall, this is certainly as a must-have for the GameCube owners. So yeah, that's pretty understandable. Super Monkey Ball 2, more of the same thing, except they have story mode, which is pretty cool back in the day in 2002. And yeah, this is certainly another fantastic game indeed, especially noticeable that the level design is probably the best in the series. And overall, you can definitely recommend it. So not much else to talk about this, aside from it's basically Monkey Ball 1, but with more features. Okay, I apologize for that jump cut right there, because I got interrupted by Mega Man. So, anyway. Super Monkey Ball Adventure, easily the weakest of the Super Monkey Ball games, and it's easily the worst one. So, not much else to say, because, well, besides with this obnoxious loading times, and also, this very tedious story mode, and, pretty unimaginative party games, like they did manage to butcher some of these physics and all that stuff, and some classic mode, classic Monkey Ball gameplay is okay, but despite it has the shortest amount of levels in any other Monkey Ball game. Although, the actual physics in this game, as far as I want to stress, is the fact that a lot of those physics are basically reused from the likes of Crash Twinsanity, so yeah, that's something worth noting for the sake of, like, made by, Traveler's Tales, as you can see there. So, yeah, there's not much else to say on this monstrosity. Super Smash Bros. Melee, everyone's fan-favorite Super Smash Bros. Game ever, at least even until up to this rate, that this game is now 2 decades old, in this case 20 years old, in Japan and North America. Jeez, time flies. So, for the second Super Smash Bros. Game, it is amazing. Like, usually it has a gem-packed with content with, like, versus matches, in addition to the greatest character roster, and a really amazing adventure mode, and, the addition with the trophies as the introduction, and, this is certainly a must-have for the GameCube, and, oh, sorry, let's go my, butterfingers and stuff like that. So, yeah, really recommended this, and especially noticeable about the fact that everyone seemed to keep on hosting a lot of tournaments from the sake of, like, streaming services and all that stuff, which is pretty cool back then. So, yeah, pretty amazing title to have. The Simpsons Hit and Run, in this case, Grand Theft Auto, The Simpsons Edition. So, some people seem to say this is the fan-favorite Simpsons game, in this case, the best Simpsons game ever made. And that's definitely true, because I definitely heard a lot of good things about this game. And especially noticeable, I've watched certain Let's Plays of this game, and I can have to say, I'm very impressed with this. Especially noticeable about the fact that I haven't touched upon the game for years now, so maybe you might consider doing a Let's Play of this game at some point, but maybe until likely 2022, if possible, but it's just the fact that I haven't touched this game for ages. So, yeah, basically it's like a very cool ripoff of GTA, in this case, Grand Theft Auto. So, yeah, pretty cool game indeed. The Simpsons Road Rage. Pretty okay game, even though it's almost inspired by Crazy Taxi and stuff like that, because, you know, deliver the passengers into this correct destinations here and there. And you probably only know about this because I'm pretty sure that, for what I've heard, that Mario and Sonic did manage to able to tackle this game. So, yeah, back in 2015 nonetheless too. So, it's an alright game, despite, pretty, longish loading times, and, the graphics itself is okay. I mean, nothing really aged that well, but apart from those side of things, though, it's an alright game. So, yeah, it's an alright to have for our collection. WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games. Yeah, this is basically the GameCube version of WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania, but with multiplayer options. So, like, you get, like, some familiar iconic micro games from the Game Boy Advance installment, but in addition to that, we also have these multiplayer elements. Make this, I'm not gonna lie, a pretty gem-packed game. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool game to have for the GameCube, nonetheless. So, although it does still say over 200 mini-games, or technically micro-games, so, yeah, it's nice to have, even especially noticeable with, I really do like the yellow cover all over the place. It certainly feels a little bit more Wario-esque feel to it. So, yeah, pretty cool GameCube port of the Game Boy Advance game. And finally, Wario World. Oh yes, the greatest Wario 3D platformer ever, which that seems kind of true, despite short length. But apart from those side of things though, I enjoyed every single portions of this game pretty much. So like you get like gem-packed with enemies to beat the crap off. And also it includes the actual transfer demo of WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania to your Game Boy Advance, which is a bit redundant now because I already got the game for the original cartridge for, and also the GameCube ports to WarioWare Inc. Mega Party games right there. So, apart from those side things though, yeah, this is a greatest addition to your collection for Wario World right there. It's kind of a shame that we never seemed able to get the new 3D Wario game every now and then, because I think this is the only one. I'm pretty sure because the selling records wasn't all that high, I must be quite frank. But regardless of such, this is a great game to have, and it certainly is a bit more funnier game, kind of think of it, or I have no idea. But anyways, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the entire updated version of our GameCube collection. Yeah, it does seem quite a lot, especially we got loads of this back in, well, back in a long time ago. But until 20 years later, we actually got more and more and more. And I think this is where we stop collecting more of the GameCube games, because every now and then, most of the other games are getting really expensive at this point. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for our video game collection video for the GameCube games update. So, and especially noticeable for happy 20th anniversary to the Nintendo GameCube. So, that's to be expected. So this is me, Proto Man, from the likes of the Maxi Toys. And until then, up next it will be the next video game collection update. Up next it will be another celebration for the game console industry. That is the Nintendo Wii, for the sake of the 15th anniversary of the Nintendo Wii console existence. So yeah, I will see you guys soon. So ciao.